Coming up, the area crime lab in Valdosta is being analyzed for accreditation.
And find out what's happening in transportation that may affect your taxes.
We'll have these stories and more. Your News Valdosta starts now.
Welcome back to News Valdosta. I'm Brittany Williams.
And I'm Alexis Johnson. 5 assessors from the American Society of Crime Lab Directors will be inspecting the Lowndes County 911 Center this week. The American Crime Society Lab Directors will be determining if the lab meets requirements to be accredited. They will be analyzed in a variety of areas such as organization, direction, and supervision. Other areas to be examined include human resource management and homeland security readiness.
It's becoming evident that homelessness is rising in our nation, and recently I decided to see how local organizations in Valdosta were attempting to aid these people. Here's my story. Homelessness is a growing epidemic spreading across our nation, and unfortunately, with Valdosta being one of the poorest cities in America, the homeless population is rapidly increasing. But what are local organizations doing to help these people in their time of need?
This past Friday, the South Georgia Partnership to End Homelessness, along with the Sisters Who Serve, hosted a homeless prayer luncheon, but this is only one of many programs that they have catering to the homeless people in Valdosta.
We help homeless with medical, dental, vision. We help with transitional housing. We try to help misplaced people become self-sufficient and self-sustainable within up to 24 months.
Mr. Ronnie Mathis says that the transition program has very successful rates, and Mr. Felton Sampson is living proof, but he does have some oppositions towards the program.
It's nice to give them somewhere to stay and look out them, get them a job. You can take them out the street, put them in a home, help them pay the rent, the gas, and the lights. But if they don't have anything to go out there after the year and a half or 2 years on the program, they're going straight back to the streets.
The luncheon was successful in feeding a large number of local residents, but as Mr. Felton Sampson stated previously, there is a lot more that can be done to help the homeless, or what he would like to call the misplaced, in obtaining jobs as well as their own will to progress. With News Valdosta, I'm Brittany Williams.
Well, it's that time of year again when love is in the air. With more on how the love is spreading through the Valdosta community, we have this from News Valdosta reporter Vernie Jones.
Tomorrow at 6 p.m., Grace Fellowship Church will be holding their 3rd annual Valentine's Day banquet. This banquet is not like any other banquets that are usually being thrown. This one is for the homeless and less fortunate in Valdosta and Lowndes County. Members of the church first created this event, but it soon spread and brought in other organizations. Of these organizations, the most notable would be the South Georgia Partnership of Homelessness, Valdosta City Schools, Lowndes County Schools, and the Air Force Sergeants Association. For more information on how you can be a part of this wonderful event, please contact Pastor Winston Taylor at 229-234-2493 or at winston.taylor@secsda.org. For News Valdosta, I'm Vernie Jones.
Dramatic changes are being discussed that may affect taxes as the state considers a new transportation bill. Lowndes County Commission Chairman Bill Slaughter and County Clerk Paige Dukes discussed how transportation will be funded and its effects. The state wants to take tax money that has been reserved for cities and counties and use them to balance the state budget.
Support for cannabis in Florida appears to be gaining some momentum. A group of advocates took to the Capitol yesterday to ensure that a possible new law is not overlooked. Many supporters, old, young, and even veterans, came from all over the state of Florida to the 22nd floor of the Capitol in response to a marijuana bill Jeff Clemens proposed 4 years ago. Since the Florida Right to Medical Marijuana initiative was successful this past election, supporters' hopes are much higher this time around, and some Republicans are supporting the new marijuana proposal.
A Tallahassee man has been fired from the state's Department of Agriculture and imprisoned for having pornographic pictures of children on his computer. James Spargo was arrested last spring after agents found the pictures in a folder on his state-issued computer at the Mayo building. Spargo entered a no-contest plea this week to 20 felonies and was sentenced to 10 years in prison.
When we come back, guest speaker Judge Hatchett will be visiting Valdosta State University.
And we'll tell how you can be a part of Global Divestment Day. Stay with us.
Valdosta State University.
Quality academics.
Caring faculty mentors.
A beautiful campus.
Opportunities for involvement, leadership, and service.
Championship athletics, spirit and pride.
Discover your opportunities.
Valdosta State University.
This is one amazing truffula tree. Can you imagine a place where these grow everywhere? Yes, it's called the forest, a magical place to enjoy with your family. So discover the forest and explore all the wonder that's there. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
A very successful career is coming to an end at a local high school. Superintendent of Valdosta City Schools, E. Martin Roche, informed the Valdosta Board of Education about his plans to retire on Monday. His last day of employment with the district will be May 29th. Roche became superintendent of city schools in February of 2013 and has spent his entire career working within the district. The Board of Education will begin a search soon to replace the retiring superintendent.
This week, Valdosta High School's drama department will be acting for a cause. Their rendition of Paul Ricconi's These Two Couples Went to Italy is the feature presentation for the theater troupe's annual spring dinner. Proceeds will go towards funding future presentations. The menu includes garden salad, chicken piccata served with side dish of pasta tossed with garlic olive oil, Italian parsley, Italian roll, cheesecake, and a choice of sweet or unsweetened tea and water.
It's time for Global Divestment Day on Valdosta State's campus. The purpose of this day is to learn how fossil fuel companies and their investors are contributing to our climate change. Supporters say that if you would like to join the Global Divestment Day movement and take back the world's future, you're welcome to join the cookout on tomorrow at 1 p.m. on the campus's Palms Quad.
Macedonia's First Baptist Church celebrated its 150-year anniversary last week. It is the oldest Black congregation in Valdosta. It was founded a few months after Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation when the city of Valdosta was only 6 years old. The church survived the mid-19th century and is now ushering into the 21st century.
It is always nice to give credit where credit is due. Annually, the Juriden Award is given to one member of the Valdosta Lounge Chamber. This award is used to highlight a member who has made outstanding strides within the chamber and the community of Valdosta. But this year, the chamber could not just choose one member. The chamber recognized Beverly Edwards of Southwest Georgia Bank as well as Lee MacArthur of Voya Financial. Both of the recipients were seen to have established a strong presence within the community.
Glenda Hatchett, known for her nationally syndicated show Judge Hatchett, will be the keynote speaker at Valdosta State University's Thomas Pierce Scholarship Dinner at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, February 24th in the Student Union Ballroom. The scholarship honors Durnell Thomas and Robert Pierce, who in 1963 became the first two African-American students at Valdosta State. The scholarship will benefit first-generation college students who have a 3.0 grade point average and remain in good academic standing. Individual tickets for the semi-formal event are $20 for VSU students with valid identification. There is a limit of 2 per student, and $30 for non-VSU students.
When we come back, we'll have a look at our local weather with Ariana Pinnell. We'll be right back.
Thanks for calling the GED Pep Talk Center. Jerry Stiller speaking. Your level 7 in-your-face pep talk.
I can keep pushing you. Believe me, I'm good at it. But at some point, you're going to need to start pushing yourself.
See, once you've got your GED diploma, you'll feel so good about yourself.
You tell them. You can't change your past, but you can definitely change your future.
That makes me so happy, I'm ready to bust out a dance.
Mr. Trejo, can I transfer this guy to you? My gentle technique isn't really working. You need something a little more...
persuasive?
Yes.
You listen, and you listen good.
Hey, where's my sandwich? Terry? Terry!
Take it from me, the King DMC. It's a real cool thing to get your GED.
Get that diploma!
Now hold on and we'll find you free GED classes. Capiche?
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
Now let's take a look at the weather with Ariana Pinnell. Ariana, what's in the forecast?
Good afternoon, Valdosta. Let's take a look at today's forecast. Today will be a beautiful sunny day with a high of 66 degrees, which isn't too bad, and this morning you had a low of 41 degrees. Today we have a 0% chance of rain, so you can continue to shop for your Valentine with no excuses. Tonight we will continue to have clear skies, but with a low of 41 degrees. So if you're planning to go out, you might want to grab something to wrap up with. Also tonight, the humidity level is at 91% and winds are light and variable. Looking at Thursday's forecast, we still have sunny skies. The temperature will get to a high of 64 degrees and an extremely low of 26 degrees. So it is advised that you indeed need to wear items to bundle up with. Looking into the weekend for all you lovers out there, Valentine's Day will be a high of 61 degrees and a low of 30 degrees. So make sure you get your reservations early so you won't have to stand out in the cold. The UV index is a moderate 5 out of 10, so you don't have to worry about getting burned. Today's pollen count is 3.7, which is pretty low, and some of you may still be affected. That's all I have for today, so back to you ladies at the news desk.
Thanks, Ariana. When we come back, we'll take a look at local sports with Zach Saxton, so stay with us.
Today is Saturday. Today is Saturday. Yeah. Salad on Saturday, fruit on Friday, throw a ball Thursday. Water Wednesday, touch your toes Tuesday. Let's move Monday, swap the snacks Sunday. All the healthy children eat well and move a lot. And move a lot. And move a lot. Eat well and move a lot.
60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. So keep them active and eating well every day.
Skip a rope Saturday, freeze tag Friday, tap dance Thursday. Whole grains Wednesday, try a veggie Tuesday. Let's move Monday, split the sweet Sunday.
Eat well and move a lot.
Today is Saturday. Yeah. Today is Saturday.
All the healthy children, all the healthy children. Get ideas. Get involved. Get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov.
Lionfish are an invasive species decimating local fish populations and spreading along the Atlantic coast, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Caribbean. Their presence, along with organized culling, increases the risk of envenomation to recreational divers and fishermen. Providing effective first aid is essential. Remain calm and immediately terminate your dive. Remove any obvious foreign material such as spines and rinse with fresh water. Soak in non-scalding hot water and go to the nearest medical facility. For more information, go to dan.org and beadiver.com.
Welcome back. Now let's check in with Zach Saxton for our local sports report. Zach?
Thanks, Alexis. It's 2015 and the Blazers men's
and women's tennis teams are gearing up for another winning season of Blazer tennis under the direction of veteran head coach John Hanson. Hanson's going to enter his 42nd year at Valdosta State tennis program, and he's going to aim for his third NCAA national championship. Under Hanson, the Blazers' men's and women's teams have combined for 20 South Atlantic and Gulf South Conference championships, including 10 men's championships and 4 women's championships in the Gulf South Conference. 20 different times, Hanson has been named the Conference Coach of the Year. Mitchell Cody was named Gulf South Conference Pitcher of the Week as he led the charge in defeating the Payne Lions. Valdosta State Jr. dominated the Lions with 10 strikeouts, allowing just 1 hit, and this performance gave Cody his first Pitcher of the Week award. He retired 20 hitters, half of those came via strikeout, and the Blazers will continue their streak as they host Albany State today at 5 p.m. before entering Gulf South Conference play this weekend with a 3-game series at Shorter. And the number 2 ranked Valdosta State softball team is going to continue their perfect weekend as they were in Flagler, looking forward to another successful season. A late flurry of runs allowed the Blazers to overcome a slow offensive start in an 8-3 win against the host Saints. And then the VSU rallied past Embry-Riddle for an 11-2 run rule win in the nightcap game. VSU, which moved to 7-1, had just 1 hit through 5 innings against Flagler, but still managed a 3-1 lead before the Saints tied it up in the bottom of the 5th. Those 2 Flagler runs came in on a pair of VSU miscues, and the Valdosta State offense finally broke loose as senior Fran Johnson opened the frame with a go-ahead home run. They would then tack on 4 more runs, 2 coming from the All-Star Courtney Albritton, and Albritton scored 3 times for VSU. This lone Blazer hit until the 6th and once in the 5th on a Phillips sacrifice fly, and that puts her tied for 21st on the NCAA all-classification career list with 247. The Valuewood girls basketball team picked up a win on senior night and continued pressing forward in what seems to be another championship-aimed season. The Lady Valiant secured their spot as the number 5 seed in the GISA Region 3 AAA tournament at Terrell Academy with a 44-29 victory over region rival Brookwood. Brookwood, who has struggled this year within the region, never quit fighting against the Valiants. After getting out to a 25-12 lead at halftime, the Valiants bumped up their lead to 14 by the end of the 3rd. And a 5-0 run midway through the final quarter put Brookwood down as they searched but could not find an answer for the massive Valiant offensive attack. And they would suffer a loss as the Lady Valiants advanced to close out regular season play, hosting Southland Academy this Friday. John Reed, who had led the Tift County Blue Devils to their first state playoff run in 6 years, resigned from Tift County football after a rapid decision by the Rome Board of Education to bring in Reed as their high school head football coach. Tifton was rapid with their response as they named Ashley Anders as its new head coach just hours after Reed had made his announcement. Leaving on peaceful and friendly terms, Reed believes it was time for him to move and progress his career in a new place and wished nothing but the best for Tift County. Ashley Anders was Reed's assistant coach and as well as his defensive coordinator, and he will now attempt to find a replacement for his job title as the Blue Devils continue to prep for what they hope to be a successful 2015 season. That's all I have for sports. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Thanks, Zach. After that break, we'll tell all about the upcoming Black History Month parade.
And Home Depot is seeking 80,000 new employees. We'll have more when we return.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. That single ember can ignite and destroy your home or even your community. You can't control where that ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
At VSU, we're all fired up. We spark intellects on a cool campus in a hot college town. We fan the spirit with national championships and fuel your fun side. Valdosta State University. Ignite.
We're back.
If you or someone you know is looking for a job, Home Depot may be an option. In celebration of Black History Month, there will be a parade in Lakeland on Saturday, February 28th from noon until 3 p.m. After the parade, there will be singing, a community cookout, activities for the kids, and more. If you'd like to register, you can contact Sistine Gilliard, Sister Carolyn Jones, and Minister Lori Ann Riley.
Home Depot announced Tuesday it is looking to fill more than 80,000 national positions for spring, including 1,200 spots in Metro Atlanta. Spring is the busiest season for the Atlanta-based home improvement giant as consumers focus on sprucing up their homes and lawns as temperatures turn warm. The company says available positions range from sales and cashiers to operations and online order fulfillment. Jobs include both permanent, part-time, and seasonal positions. To submit an application online, you can visit www.careers.homedepot.com. That's it for our program today. Thanks for watching News Valdosta, and I'm Brittany Williams.
And I'm Alexis Johnson. We'll see you again tomorrow.